So we have Bitcoin trading just under $66,000, and we're at that point in the crypto cycle where you actually have to take having a crypto portfolio very seriously as we're about to move into the next phase of the bull run, also known as the markup phase, which is where things get most exciting. Smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And we'll start off with Banter Bubbles. You can see it's been a very, very strong week, and now you really have to ask yourself the real question: is your portfolio set? Have you got your accounts ready? Is your portfolio set? This is a whole lot that we need to go through in today's show. Again, guys, smash the like button. It really helps to get the show content out there. And you can see Banter Bubbles, weekly strong, monthly strong, and even the yearly is starting to pick up. At one point in September, a lot of these coins, even on the yearly time frame, were down pretty hard. And there were only a few outliers, which was most notably, some of the strong coins like WIF, Brett, Popcat, Bonk, Mantra, and then a few of the AI sector coins which are pumping. So we'll have a look at my portfolio in today's show. These are the coins that I at least have high conviction in, and I've based them off of some of the top performing sectors. At least that's what the market has shown us over the course of the last year. So let's get into it. Global liquidity now in another upswing, getting a little bit more aggressive over here. And it's exactly what you would expect going into this phase of the market cycle. Remember, there's a lot of bullish catalysts coming up. We do have the election phase of the market taking place as well. And global easing within this cycle has officially arrived. Remember when we got the cuts in 2020, that's what we saw over there. And consequently, it led to one of the biggest bull runs that we've seen leading into 2021. And now we've had the same thing, right? We've started to get those interest rate cuts, and a lot of people are going to sell very, very early into this rally. And the reason why is they've been psychologically broken down, right? 7 months of chop has broken you, as per Gumshoe says over here. Focus on what is happening now and not on what has happened. You're not a trader, and you likely suck at this like he does. He says over here, just hold the coins, focus on more than the 5-minute chart and get rich. And really, this is what the bull markets are about, right? Because when you look at a high time frame, this is exactly what you're seeing. On the 2-month scale, you're seeing Bitcoin now after 2, 4, 6, 8, and the 10th month, almost a whole year of attempting to flip this level from prior resistance now into support. And eventually it's going to give, in the sense that this will hold the support. And now we are much, much closer than we ever were before. The chances are that this is going to be your newfound springboard, the support level that's going to catapult prices higher. And why do I say this? Well, when you look at crypto, when you look at markets, it's very, very cyclical, right? If you look at the total market cycles within Bitcoin, this is what you've seen. You go through these periods of accumulation, and then you go into the growth period where things do start to grind onwards and upwards, but most of the people doubt it. And then you lead into the bubble phase, which is what most people talk about as the bull run cycle. And this is where you want to have your crypto portfolios set well in advance. And all you want to do is what essentially Gumshoe says over here, just pretty much sit on those coins. Focus on something more than the 5-minute time frame. Hold the coins and literally get rich. And if you look at the next cycle, well, we saw the same thing, right? You go into the crash period, again, accumulation, growth period, bubble phase, crash, accumulation, growth period, bubble phase, crash, and we've finished the accumulation. We now well into the growth phase over here, 97% already complete, or 97% run, going from accumulation into growth. And the expectation is that we should move into the bubble phase very, very soon. And the way that we can tell that is this chart that we've been focusing on for quite some time, which is simply just monitoring the purple, which is the current cycle in relation to the prior bull run cycles. And you can see we're right on target. So we are about to leave the growth phase into the bubble phase. And this is where your portfolio will literally do the magic, right? All you have to do is sit on your hands and make the money. And in order to do that, you need to adequately time the 4 essential market phases. Very similar to what he spoke about here: accumulation, advancing, distribution, and declining. So you're looking to hold through the accumulation phase into the advancing phase. And as distribution begins, you want to start offloading those positions. Now, I cover this extensively in Whale School. Remember, Whale School is free to join. You do have 4 days left to join. Use the link in the description below. And you're looking to establish a portfolio at specific points in time, right? The question is, at which points in the cycle should you be concentrated, and at which points in the cycle should you be diversified? Well, usually when you go back to this chart over here, it's best to be concentrated during the accumulation phase as well as towards the end of the bubble phase, right before you lead into the crash phase. Going back to my charts over here, that would be similar to being concentrated over here in the early phase of accumulation. And the reason why is relative strength coins tend to outperform. And there's usually only a couple of coins during the reaccumulation phase or the accumulation phase which do significantly well. And we can go back to this, right? On the yearly chart, some of the ones that did really, really well, Mantra, we saw Whiff, we saw Brett, we saw Bonk. Popcat recently started to do well. At one stage, it was Pepe Coin that was also doing well. It was really limited to the meme coins and the AI sector, as well as some of the majors like Solana, which performed well, right? Bitcoin, Solana, Whiff, Mantra, Popcat, Brett, Bonk, these were the leaders of the pack. So within that phase, you're looking to hold the leaders. As you move into the advancing phase, you can start to build a bigger portfolio and get a little bit more diversified in the sense of the coins that you're holding for the next leg up, right? Because this is the phase where it's almost like a rising tide lifts all ships. So you're still looking to allocate into stronger coins. If you want to learn more about this, I'm not going to go into any more detail on this. If you want to learn more about this, use the link in the description below. Take advantage while there are still spots available. You have 4 days and 5 hours left to join Whale School, take your portfolio to the next level in that course, right? We've already completed the welcome event, but on Wednesday, we begin with the first lesson or workshop, right? So Bitcoin has seen a break of structure. This now gives you the signal that we're about to transition from, of course, the growth phase into the bubble phase, following a very, very long consolidation period of there. So any pullbacks that come from this point onwards to form the next higher low become the buying opportunities for you. So if you see a higher low forming anywhere around here, that's where you're starting to look to get long into your major positions and hold for the rest of the bull run. A lot of people are feeling extreme FOMO because they're not in the markets, but the reality is that even if you only 10%, 15% allocated into the market, you're still going to make life-changing returns if you get in on the next high low. It's going to be okay. So I don't want you to have extreme FOMO right now, right? Just patiently wait, but understand where we are within the cycle, right? We're about to go into the market phase. So you are looking for opportunity sooner rather than later, which is part of the reason why I am doing the show, unveiling, my crypto portfolio, high conviction bets. So here's Bitcoin about to mark up. We're above the 21 exponential moving average. It's angled up. As long as we're above that, it's long and strong. Continue to hold. You have Bitcoin grinding into the downsloping trend line over here, which is resistance. But when you grind into resistance, it often leads into a big breakout. So please do understand that Bitcoin is above all moving averages that matter. The 9 and the 18, which is your yellow and pink, the 200 MA, we're above that as well, looking to turn this back up. And as long as price remains above $64,854, the RSI will also be trending up, which is your relative strength index, showing that bulls maintain that strength and trajectory. We've been playing out the Wyckoff accumulation schematic to a T, about to transition from phase C into phase D. Please go look back at any of the other videos if you want more information on that. We've been planning for this move for many, many months, and now we're getting it, right? So use your 4-hour time frame for any of the coins that you're looking to accumulate, right? All you have to do is put on your 50 and your 200 EMA. In strong trending moves, typically these hold as support. And this is where you want to add into your long position. So you can see over here, price coming into the 50, that was the long opportunity. Price coming into the 50 on ETH, that was the long opportunity. We can have a look at a few more, see what they look like. SUI over here, if it comes into the 50, that is your long opportunity. Atom has recently flipped, crossed back bullish between the 50 and 200. Any pullbacks that come into that 50, that becomes your long opportunity. Casper recently reclaimed all the EMAs. Pullbacks into the 50 or 200 is your long opportunity. What about Cardano? Pullbacks into the 50 is your long opportunity. Near, pullbacks into the 50 EMA is your long opportunity. And so this is how you can find your entries into the market, right? So let's have a look over here at total, right? Why are we looking to allocate into altcoins in a big way? Well, part of the reason is you're starting to see the break out for Total 3. Total 3 is your altcoin sector. Others refers to your even more degen altcoin sector because it minuses the top 10 coins. You are breaking out over here. You're breaking the downsloping trend line. We do need strong weekly closes. We've looked at the seasonality perspective for quite some time, and we knew that July, August, and September were major areas of interest where we're looking for a cycle bottom. We've also seen seasonality-wise that October, also known as Uptober, is typically where we see some of the best returns within crypto, and oftentimes that will follow through to an even stronger November, which means your next 8 weeks are going to be at least spread with major bullish price action, and you're looking to establish those positions. Now, the reason that I set my portfolio the way that I did is because, simply put, if you look at a sector performance chart over here and you look at the bottom, you have meme coins, AI, layer 2s, DeFi, and layer 1s. And the top performers have been meme coins, right? Meme coins completely outperforming. Shortly after that has been AI. And then after that, you're looking at layer 2s, DeFi, and then layer 1s have been the worst performers in recent times, right? But with that being said, layer 1s come with a lot better, at least risk to reward ratio, in the sense that you're not going to have an 80% drop off like you would with a meme coin. You're also not going to have a 65 to 75% drop off like we've seen with a lot of the AI coins. So the moment of truth, this is what my portfolio looks like. The reason I have the layer 1s in place over here labeled in green is, of course, for stability, right? Stability within the market. We do need to have something that's an anchor which can hold the ship. I only have one real world asset that I've chosen. I might add more in the future. I have a couple of AI coins. You can see I have a pretty heavy hand when it comes to the meme coin sector. I have 2 cross-chain, 1 file storage, 1 bot, and 1 GambleFi. So let's get into it. It should be no surprise that the first coin on the list over here that I have is BTC, right? Bitcoin. Bitcoin, would I recommend that you buy Bitcoin right now? It depends. It's very complicated. It depends when you get into the market. And just to let you know, I will be doing an updated list because a lot of the members, this was dropped in Whale Room, by the way, already a couple of weeks back. A lot of the members that only recently joined said, well, they haven't got into these positions as early as us. A lot of these coins have run, by the way, anywhere between 50 and 150%, depending on which coin you're looking at on this portfolio. So what I said I would do is I would go under the presumption that you're 100% cash, and I'm going to give you a new and updated portfolio, which I'll also drop again first in Whale Room. Remember, that's part of the benefit of being in Whale Room is we discuss this together. We go back and forth. I'll give you all the reasoning, and then I'll drop it in there ahead of time before it comes to YouTube or Twitter, right? So BTC is in the list, and the part of the reason is because I got in at $16,000 for this cycle. Would I recommend that you go into Bitcoin now if you're fully in cash? Probably not, right? I'd probably look to some of the other coins, but nevertheless, Bitcoin's on my list. ETH is also on my list, right? So I have ETH in the portfolio. That's the second one over there in terms of the layer 1s. Solana, also I have a heavy hand on Solana, one of my top positions. And part of the reason is also because I got in very early. If I had to choose between these 3 and I was getting in for the first time, I would probably choose Solana over BTC and ETH, just for what it's worth, right? But the updated list will come soon. It'll be dropped in Whale Room. Next on the list, I have Casper, right? You have to have Casper in your portfolio. The technology is unparalleled. What they're doing over there is absolutely incredible. It is proof of work, just like Bitcoin. And consequently, as long as the hash rate keeps going up, which tends to be the case, you're going to see Casper go up. Sui I have on the list as well as a potential competitor to Solana. Now, I don't think it's going to flip Solana. I don't think that it's 10x better than Solana. And usually if you're looking for something that's going to displace or replace another project, it needs to be 10x better, right? Solana has the market share, but Sui could still steal some of the share from other layer 1s. We got into Sui pretty early. That trade is going really well. Next on the list, which I have not yet allocated into because I just think that I can get it a little bit lower, is TON, right? You'll see later in the meme coin sector, I have 2 other coins which are higher beta plays on the TON ecosystem, which I'm basically, that is my TON exposure for now, but TON is on the list. Next layer 1 that I have on the list over here is Injective, right? We also got in pretty early as price was breaking out from the falling wedge formation. We got into that trade. That one's looking good. And the last layer 1 that I have on the list over here is Lithium, right? Now, real world asset wise, I chose the top performer. Many of you would know that we've been in this trade for a very, very long time. So I'm continuing to remain in this position. I haven't sold out. I'm keeping this in my portfolio, especially TA wise. We've seen it reclaim the range high and begin to break out. And that is Mantra, or the ticker OM, which you can also go back over here, has been one of the top performers. So again, you can see I try and stick with the relative strength, right? Meme coins, AI, one or two real world asset coins, things that have proved to be strong. In terms of the AI sector, these were my picks over here. I'm actually just going to unveil all the AI in one go. Here's the AI coins that we're looking at. There we go. 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗕𝗏. Remember, 𝗕𝗬𝗕 has rebranded and been combined amongst 3 different AI coins. So it's now called Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. I have Based AI and 𝗖𝗢𝗠, right? The only one that I haven't yet allocated fully into is 𝗖𝗢𝗠. I'm still busy scaling into the position. The rest of the positions have been totally set over here. All right. I see there's a question over here from the 8-year-old 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗙. The 8-year-old 𝗕𝗢𝗙𝗙, where can I buy Casper in the United States? Well, if you're looking for a non-KYC exchange, guys, you can buy it on Blofin. If you go through to the link in the description below, use Blofin over here. Remember, we have an amazing offer, probably the best in the space, right? You have the opportunity to spin the wheel over here, and you only have a 1 in 8 chance of winning nothing, which means you have a 90% chance of winning something. And one of the prizes is as large as winning 2 ETH, right? You can win 2 ETH, 100 injective, 5 SOL, 20 SUI, 0.1 NEAR, 0.1 TON, and 1 SUI again over there. So that's part of the pie chart that I at least created. I spoke with the Blofin team because this is in the portfolio. These coins are all in the portfolio, by the way. And I figured I want to give you winners, right? So use the link in the description below if you're looking to build your portfolio. The majority of what's on this list over here is on Blofin. And like you asked over there, if you're a US citizen, right, in the United States, this is a non-KYC exchange, which means that you don't have to give up your personal information. You can just put an email address and that's it, and a password, and you're in. All right, let's continue. So meme coins, probably one of my favorite sectors. I personally have made life-changing money on meme coins already earlier on this year, and I think we're going to do it again and even bigger, right? So coins that I'm looking at over here when it comes to the meme list, Brett. I chose Brett because I want exposure to base chain, right? Base chain is at least Coinbase's chain. It's a layer 2, which is built on top of Ethereum. There is no base token. If you're looking for a base token, it is ultimately a scam. Now, you could buy Optimism as well because it's essentially the same technology. It's a copy paste. That's what base chain is using. However, I don't think that that's the smarter play. I think the smarter play is to go with Brett because I think that Brett as a meme coin, being the sector that will outperform, will be the better way to get exposure to base. And I just think that it hasn't got enough listings on mainstream exchanges yet, and retail will go for Brett. Remember, Brett is also 𝗕𝗢𝗕 Coin's best friend, 𝗕𝗢𝗕's best friend. If you want to take it to another level, let's go. Let's move on over here. Okay, PopCat. You guys know it. We got in very early on PopCat. We're over 200% up on that trade already. 𝗕𝗓𝗙. I'm also long on 𝗕𝗓𝗙. I have a pretty sizable position over there. We have Ponky, which is a meme coin on Solana, the monkey. We have Mog, which is a cat, playing the cat narrative in alignment with PopCat. We believe that towards the end of the cycle, there is a chance that you might see cats flipping dogs in terms of betting on the memes. Now, we have both Resistance Dog and over here we have Resistance Cat. Remember, I spoke about earlier that I don't yet have exposure to TON, actual TON that I've bought, but I have exposure indirectly because I have the meme coins, which are currently in the TON ecosystem. And those are smaller positions, but you have to get it on TON Keeper. It's still very, very early. They haven't run yet. Remember, because it's harder to buy when it eventually gets exchange listings, this is typically where you see these coins run. There are, and just for what it's worth, with regards to this portfolio that I've dropped over here, I do have more positions on the table, but this is the core portfolio, right? The other positions on the table are not part of the core portfolio. So some of you may have seen my portfolios before on my exchanges, or you may have seen me buy XYZ coin, and you may wonder, why is that coin not on here? just understand it's not on here because it's not part of the core portfolio, or it's already run too hard and I wouldn't want to enter into those particular coins now. But these coins on this portfolio right here, right now, I'm willing to allocate into, right? Okay, so let's continue. We have 𝗙𝗙𝗙. 𝗙𝗙𝗙 recently had a strong run. So again, the Whale Room community got in on this early and you would be up massively. We spoke about this. This is the Chinese 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin. And we said when the China narrative heats up, which is exactly what we've seen this week in the form of them cutting interest rates even further, and they're starting to create at least stimulus for China. Liquidity is increasing and the China narrative is heating up. But this coin really gets moving when China unbans crypto. That's when it really gets moving, right? So this is just the start of the move. So 𝗙𝗙𝗙, at least 𝗙𝗙𝗙, the Chinese 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin, that's in the list. We have 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin, which is the OG 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin, right? This is not the 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin that most of you think of. Let's go over here and we can quickly see under the search bar. So we can have a look in the, where would I go for this? Let's just see. Oh, there it is. 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin. There we go. This is 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin. It's this 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin that's over here. Now just pop the bubble. I've lost it. I have to find it again. So you got 𝗙𝗙𝗙, which is this one over here. I'm talking about 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin. This is 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin, right? You can look it up on CoinGecko. You should find it. You need to type the full name in. Is it going to close if I click on it? It did. It did. Where did it pop up to though? All right, it's fine. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Let's continue. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You should be able to find it. Next up, by the way, this 𝗙𝗙𝗙 coin is tied in with Base AI, right? There's some sort of a partnership over there. Next on the meme coin list, Bonk. Also a meme coin on Solana. Lock-in, also on Solana. Next, I have Bitcoin. This one's 𝗓𝗢𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. That is, Bitcoin is the ticker. The full name is 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. Next up on the list over here, I have Mini, which is a whole bunch of small little mini characters. Next, I have 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. I have Mumu the Bull. And then the last meme coin that I have on the list, you guys know the ticker is 𝗘𝗘, right? I have 𝗘𝗘 on the list. Now, when it comes to cross-chain, I only have 2 cross-chain protocols, which I think are pretty rock solid. You guys obviously know the one is going to be Rune, right? And the other one is Zeus Network. I obviously have a much smaller position in Zeus Network. This is related to Solana, but nevertheless, those are the 2 positions. File storage. Currently, I only have 1 position on the table. I think this is the market leader. I think it has the most potential, and it's Arweave, right? When it comes to bots, I chose the winner. We got in very early in Whale Room into this coin. The chart's been floating upwards and towards the right, a very healthy looking chart, and it's banana gun, and then a little bit of a fly position that I have over here is Rollbit for the GambleFi. So that is the portfolio. I do want to remind you, most of these can be bought on here. You can spin the wheel to win. I forgot to add, probably pause this video, try and take part in this as soon as you possibly can, because this is only limited to the first 100 people, right? The spin the wheel to win is only limited to the first 100 people, and you actually have to deposit $100. The reason why is because it's a non-KYC'd exchange. Otherwise, we can't control whether the people are real or not. One person can come and open up 100 email addresses to spin the wheel and win how many ETH, right? So you have to actually make a deposit so we know that you're a real human. And the portfolio, again, this was dropped quite a while ago. It is over there in Whale Room. If you do want that portfolio, it's there. Remember, for anyone, a lot of us got into these positions in Whale Room very, very early. So I have said for the newcomers, if you're going to join into Whale Room today, we are going to drop a new list that would be under the presumption you're 100% cash right now and you want to allocate into the market now. Okay, that's what we're going to have a look at. So that is the list. Remember, this is a list that's not going to change too much. I might cut 1 or 2 positions if they're not performing. I might add 1 or 2 positions that seem to be new narratives that are popping up. Things like gaming. If gaming does start getting moving, I might start to allocate gaming into this portfolio. But the portfolios, generally speaking, are not to be tampered with, right? You buy and you hold. Okay, I'm not going to be jumping in and out of positions all the time. This is mostly a buy and hold strategy over here. So Again, guys, a lot of these coins ran very, very hard, especially within the meme coin sector. And a lot of them, we got in all the way down here at the range lows. We'd been planning this portfolio for quite some time. One of the coins that hasn't run yet really is 𝗲𝗏, right? 𝗲𝗏 is still hanging down there. You are currently getting a small pullback within the market right now over the weekend. If you see price pulling back into the 50% level, so you're taking your fib from low to high, between the 50% and the 0.382. That is where you can gain your entries into these positions, right? So there's Popcat currently pulling back towards the 0.382. That would be anywhere between 77 and 84 cents is going to be the buy the dip opportunity. So you're looking for something like that. If the market is strong, you should find support and continue onwards and upwards. Higher highs and higher lows is the name of the game. And this one has extreme relative strength, just outperforming the entire market, right? So very, very strong. 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏 still grinding into this resistance. Remember, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏 was recently reposted by Michael Saylor. And they have a lot of great content coming out. 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏 is 𝗕𝗬𝗕 Carlson. Remember, obviously emulating Tucker Carlson, the news anchor. And Tucker actually knows about 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏. Let's see if he ever retweets it. But with the presidential election coming up, I'd imagine that they're going to have a lot of banger content. So that's one of my bets over there. And all you need to do, guys, is also remember to be safe within the market. So if you are buying these things, remember you can buy it on these exchanges and then you can withdraw it. I do recommend withdrawing to a ledger. And the reason why is, look at this, a fake wallet app that was available on Google Play Store for 4 months stole more than $70,000 worth of crypto in phishing attacks, right, before eventually being removed. This stuff is popping up all the time. Get yourself a ledger. Run generously, at least offered an opportunity where if you buy one of these ledgers, you'll stand a chance to actually receive 2 or maybe even 3 in the same delivery order. So you put in your address, you order one, there's a chance that you may actually get more than one ledger that comes. Remember, you don't have to get the top of the range one. You don't need the Ledger Flex or Stacks, although I do recommend it. At the very, very least, get the Nano S Plus, which is literally only $100, right? This is in dirham. I'm in the UAE. So the top of the range one will cost you about $500. It works like an iPhone. Now, I can see in the comment section over there, a lot of you are asking, you know, what about gaming? What about gaming? Why no 𝗓𝗓? Give me some 𝗓𝗓. Too many meme coins. No gaming. Guys, please, I do want to remind you, long relative strength. Gaming has been wrecked. It doesn't matter about your emotional bias. This is the fact of the matter. The coins that have been going up and to the right have been meme coins and AI. I'm not emotional when it comes to these picks. I don't care less what the coin is called or what sector it comes from. I'm choosing based on the charts that look the strongest and where the opportunity remains the biggest. Remember, every single cycle, there's a narrative that runs, right? And what initially kicks off the bull run as the first narrative to run, which in this cycle was meme coins, tends to continue to be that winning narrative. In prior cycles, it was ICOs. Other cycles, it was DeFi. Then we had a period where NFTs were the top thing. And each cycle reveals its hand early, right? The cycle that's revealed its hand, or at least the sector that's revealed its hand this cycle, was meme coins and AI. Those are the top picks. Again, that's it from me, guys. Use the links below. Sign up, jump into Whale Room, right? If you want that extra alpha, jump into Whale Room. I'm going to drop the new portfolio there first, under the presumption that you're 100% cash. And I'll see you all on the next video. Have a wonderful day and cheers for now.